Good evening, everyone. I am Kevin Harris, and welcome to the Atlas Fights Facebook page. Doing this in conjunction with the Benchwarmer podcast. Got some big news for you guys tonight when it comes to Atlas Fights, and it's going to be a good show. Stick around. We've got a few guests that we're going to be chatting with, and you're going to have an opportunity to ask questions to the president of Atlas Fights, Glenn Mattina. He's going to join us here in just a second. So leave your comments. No matter where you're watching it at, you can leave your comments on the Facebook page. We'll see them here. We'll be able to answer your questions for you. And if you're not able to catch us on the live broadcast, catch us on the replay. And then, of course, you can also hear the audio version of this on Spotify as well with the Benchwarmer podcast. But right now, joining us from Atlas Fights is the president, Glenn Mattina. Glenn, how are you?
Good, Kevin. How are you down there? How's Pensacola treating you?
Pensacola's treating us good until they started shutting it down again today.
Yeah, we heard the news. So, got to do what we got to do, though, right?
No, absolutely.
Hey, do me a favor. Just say Glenn Mattina. For some reason, that president there, I don't like it, honestly. But hey, yeah, I guess it is what it is.
All right, Atlas Fights Glenn Mattina.
There we go. I'm all about that. Look,
So your last fights were in January. And
yeah, the last fight with that Atlas Fights promoted was back January 25th at Paragon Casino Resort in Marksville, Louisiana. Last ones, and they were good ones. Good fights, good turnout, and we believe and hope, everybody enjoyed it and left there with a good experience.
Absolutely. So with that being said, coming into March and things with COVID-19, the coronavirus, things getting kind of shut down and all of that, what has Atlas Fights been up to since January in dealing with everything in COVID-19?
Well, I'm sure Atlas, we were managing, I guess, the situation in the beginning, like everyone was, whether it was a mixed martial arts promoter or whether it was a casino with entertainment or whether it was concerts out on tour. It was playing it day by day, and obviously all of us was hoping and praying that we wouldn't still be, experiencing a pandemic at this time. So in the beginning, it was hopes of just rescheduling maybe, 30, 45, 60 days out. Obviously, that turned out not to be the case. Here we are today still with, hardly any fights taking place anywheres, for that matter. So we started out, and once we got to the point of realizing that, okay, this isn't just a reschedule thing, this is going to be a time where we all have to sit back, wait, and then the waiting process turned out to be, different states with different openings and different closings. And so there was nothing consistent across the board, state to state. So, so that created an opportunity in a situation where we immediately went and did our best to stay proactive and positive under the circumstances, and realized, well, to get back in business entertainment wise, just not fights. Outdoors was going to be the first option based upon speaking to, both Mr. Ricky Norris in Louisiana with the Athletic Commission, Mr. John Lewis over here, and then our partners and contacts we have at the casinos themselves, the entertainment directors, the VP of marketing, being in touch with, 3 casinos consistently. We kind of had a really good pulse of where things was going and when some things were going to open up and when opportunities would come to where some of us could do what we have to do and, to get back being active and entertaining people once again.
Right. Now, as we were talking about, Florida and Texas are now starting to shut down again in some areas. So, for example, here in Florida, the bars are starting to shut down. Pensacola just passed where masks are required everywhere you go. So What about Mississippi? What's open in Mississippi? What can be done in Mississippi?
Well, right now we are all of our retail shops are operating at a 50% capacity. But you know, the short story on what's going on in Mississippi and Biloxi, Mississippi, and Gulfport, and here along the coast, where our 36 miles of sand beach is located, everything's open. We're blessed for that. All of our restaurants and bars, all them restaurants and bars along the beach, and whether it's Ocean Springs, Bay St. Louis, Biloxi, Gulfport, everything's open. We just have to limit the capacity of how many folks can enter. The casinos, every one of the casinos are open. Now they're operating at a 50% capacity right now. That includes hotels. So let's say the Beau Rivage, or let's say IP Casino Resort, which is obviously our partner, venue casino partner for going on 11 years. They have 1,000 hotel rooms right now. They can only offer 500. Can't offer 1,000. So and then there's certain things inside the casino when some of you folks, if you decide to come over for after we make this announcement to spend the weekend, check out some casinos, hit the beach. We've got live entertainment in all of our small venues, the 2 and 3 piece bands. The bars are all open. So we're open for business over here, and we're hoping that that's going to help attract folks to come to Biloxi, and get back to enjoying some live mixed martial arts and live fights, where we're located. So we're blessed so far at this point to be able to operate outdoors, and that's the key. The outdoors, and with the social distancing guidelines and everything else that we have to do to stay safe for people attending and for our fighters.
All right. Well, I think we've teased it enough. So let's talk about some fights. A fight announcement.
Yeah.
So
now
let's see what Atlas has for us.
Well, hopefully we have something that that everyone in the mixed martial arts community that's attended fights in Biloxi or attended fights in Louisiana or attend fights in Alabama, Florida. We're hoping that most of you MMA fans out there, sports fans, this is more than just Atlas. What we're about to announce. This is something that has been really cool to see come together. We've been working on. I'm talking daily for months to figure out when, where, and how can we get fighters active again? When, where, and how can we get the mixed martial arts community to be able to see each other again and hang out again in the atmospheres that we all love? So working with our loyal sponsors who without them we couldn't make this happen. And partnering with the venue that we have partnered with. So we'll just go ahead and say what we have going on. First fight announcement that we have will be taking place Saturday, August 1st. It will take place at the Mississippi Coast Coliseum, outdoors on the grounds. Okay. Many of you have probably been to the Mississippi Coast Coliseum, whether you was attending an event indoors or maybe you come over for the Crawfish Festival, the music festivals outdoors. There is a beautiful grass lawn outside just north of Highway 90, beautiful oak trees covering it. And we're going to transform them outdoor grounds into a mixed martial arts venue. If anyone attended our show back in 2015 inside MGM Stadium, it'll be very similar setup. Cage will be directly in the middle of the Mississippi Coast Coliseum grounds. We will erect the light rig as we always do above the cage. We will have some jumbo screens on grounds, and that's where the fights are going to take place. Now, we want everyone to understand this. This is a 100% this show will happen. There's not going to be any issues coming back and saying, okay, COVID-19, we can't make this show happen, as we have found, unfortunately, with many, if not all, of our indoor shows that were scheduled. So Mr. Matt McDonald, the director of the Mississippi Coast Coliseum, we're very excited to partner with him and his staff. They are promoting an outdoor concert, and I'll go ahead and plug that for the Coliseum. Jamie Johnson, country artist, will be performing July 18 on the grounds, same grounds where the fights will take place. There'll be 250 tables they're setting up with that, and every table will be 6 feet social distancing apart. Matt McDonald, the director, told me to let everyone know that each, not the tables, but each chairs on each side of them tables will be separated 12 feet. So when we say social distancing guidelines for our seating and any seating outdoors at them shows, it will be 6 feet social distancing guidelines. If people want to wear a mask, that's your choice. Hand sanitizers coming through the gates. We trust what Matt and them are doing. They have the experience, and for Atlas, this isn't anything new for us. We're kind of blessed to already have promoted a show outdoors, as we've done in the stadium. So logistically, and from a budget standpoint, we pretty much just went back to the blueprint of that show back in 2015, and we pulled the numbers and contacts. It wasn't hard for us to logistically organize this show. We needed a partner that we could make sure that could hold their end of the deal, make sure it's safe, and also have all the necessary things that we need to promote a first class and very fun, exciting show outdoors. So, we're calling this Atlas Fights 54, and it's Biloxi Beach MMA Bash. So this is for the MMA community. I mean, look, it's an Atlas show, okay? But Atlas, we don't have to go out and promote an outdoor show, and the Coliseum doesn't need to either. We could all sit back and wait for our rescheduled dates at the casinos, as Matt could sit there and wait for rescheduled concerts to come through. But Matt McDonald wanted to iron a deal out. We wanted to iron a deal out. Our sponsors want to iron a deal out, because we have to get back to some normalcy. So, grant you, again, Atlas is promoting this show, but this show is intended for our MMA community to get our fighters back fighting, especially the ones that need to, these pros, to entertain some folks that we haven't been able to do since January. And I'm born and raised, been a promoter all my life with concerts and festivals. And let me tell you something, personally, we're ready to get back promoting shows as much as a fighter is ready to get back and fight, because we live a lifestyle of being an entertainment promoter from A to Z, not just mixed martial arts, celebrating 25 years of promoting shows this year. So this means as much to us to be able to get back to work and get back to entertaining people as it does to our fighters and hopefully our fight fans, not only our fight fans, just MMA fans. Biloxi is alive. Biloxi's open, and we are now situated, Atlas, with the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. We're situated right now to be able to run a show here every 3 weeks outdoors. And if things don't get better, if we don't get back inside in September, if we don't get back inside in October, we'll continue to run fights through here every 3 weeks. And obviously the fight cards will be, geographically in line with making sure we're pulling people from areas and not the same areas. Because right now, I think everybody wants to get out. One, see a fight. Two, how about just enjoy life? Come to Biloxi, hit the beach, check out our restaurants and our bars, enjoy some live entertainment, check out the casinos, they're all open. And on top, come check out a very cool atmosphere and setting at the Mississippi Coast Coliseum under the Oaks and watch some fantastic mixed martial arts fights. We've got 4 stud pro fights on this card, which we'll get to. Every one of these fights could be a main event on any other fight card or one of our cards. So even with the fact of promoting one outside and no shows going on in 2 or 3 states to the east and west of us and north, we just didn't stick a bunch of amateurs on a fight card. We've stuck to how we've always promoted fights, and we always have 3 to 4 to 5 pros on the card, and we have 4 solid pro fights on this card, which obviously we can get into, I guess now, Kevin, with who you got lined up first for everybody to understand who the first pro fight of the night will be.
So we're gonna go to we're gonna get JC, but we're gonna talk with Raphael first because he's coaching a class and he's going to be speaking on behalf of one of the other fights, Levi Moles. So we're going to chat with Raphael real quick.
All right, let's go ahead and let's just go ahead and announce this fight that we're about to talk about here.
Okay.
Okay, first fight of the night. We've got JT Deleon out of Fitness Fight Factory, Fort Worth, Texas, coached by Mr. Rafael Casillas, also coached by the current bare knuckle fighting champion, world champion, Mr. Johnny Bedford. JC was undefeated as an amateur with us. Every fight he fought, he finished. He's making his pro debut, and JC will be taking on the rugged, tough Mr. Justin Lampenez out of Louisiana. Good to see you, Raphael. Take over, sir.
How are you, Raphael?
Hey, I'm good.
So let me ask you this, and with you being a coach, through this whole coronavirus, the whole COVID-19 thing, how hard has it been to keep your fighters in some sort of condition to be able to start accepting fights when your gyms were closed and all of that kind of stuff? So take us through a little bit of keeping your fighters in fighting condition to get through that.
You know, it's the level of difficulty differs depending on the fighter. I had a conversation with Glenn, I remember during the beginning of this, and I was telling him, the gyms are closed. How are we going to keep guys ready? And he made the best comment to me, and he said, the gyms are closed, but that doesn't mean you can't still get some training in. Maybe you're not working on your skills with your other training partners, but there's no reason any fighter should not still be in shape. If they're still not in shape, that's just because they chose not to do so.
I got you. So you're representing Levi. Levi is going to be taking on Jonathan Eiland. And so tell us a little bit about how Levi's going to be preparing for these fights in August.
We don't change anything for Levi. He's a very well-rounded fighter. He grapples daily. He boxes daily. He wrestles daily. So we don't really change anything. We are not so much worried about what our opponent's going to do. We're going to go implement our game plan and win the fight the way we always do. Levi's just I think Levi's just the better fighter in this fight. I respect Jonathan Eiland. Is it Eiland?
Glenn?
Well, I've been calling him Eiland, but hey, I've been known to pronounce words wrong all my life, not just with fighters. So, but I think everyone knows who we're talking about, and he's a tough kid. He's a tough fighter, and he stepped up for a tough fight. Go ahead, Raphael.
Yeah, we respect him, and we appreciate the opportunity to fight. We need the fight. Levi is on the cusp of the UFC. We've been told that hopefully with this win, we either can get our next fight will either be in the UFC or the Contender Series. So we're looking to move him on. Obviously, Jonathan's not an easy task, but we feel like we'll be prepared to come out victorious that night.
Awesome. Well, we know you are coaching a class tonight, and we want to thank you for stopping in and chatting with us. But we know a fighter is sitting there waiting to take over your phone and chat with us as well.
One more thing here. Let's let everybody understand that Levi Moles is our current professional bantamweight champion. Okay. Last fight with Atlas was at Paragon, and he fought a stud opponent in Carlos Vera. Levi stopped the fight early with a tap out, and Levi was on a 3-fight win streak. And this is one reason why when we talk about having to get back to fighting and having to get active again for this community is because we've got guys out there like Levi Moles who needs that fight. He needs to get back to work because he's chasing his goal. He's chasing his dreams. So for us to be able to offer our champion that opportunity to fight sooner than others and hopefully get a win, if he gets to win, then he gets that call because we're ready to push more guys to that UFC level, to that Bellator level. And we just can't do it sitting on our behinds. We got to figure out a way to get back to work and figure out a way to get our people back to work where these guys can continue to crush their goals. So, we're excited about this fight. Heard nothing but great things about Jonathan. I heard he's got heavy hands and he's got a fighter shot at winning this. But, Levi's our champion, and Levi's going places. And Raphael, Johnny, and Levi, we're very excited to be able to, put this show together and give you guys an opportunity to hopefully next time we talk to y'all, Levi's fighting with the UFC.
Awesome. So yeah, we will be talking to Jonathan here in just a few minutes. He is on the list. He's sitting in our waiting room, so we'll get an opportunity to chat with him as well. So Raphael, we're going to let you teach your class, and we want to say thank you for stopping by and chatting with us and giving us a little insight on Levi. And I guess you'll turn it over to JC, I guess now.
Hey, congratulations on that second gym, guys.
There you go.
Fight Factory.
On behalf of Levi, I want to apologize. He did have to stay at work late today, but for the next show, he'd be more than willing to come on and help promote the fight and do another interview. I'm going to hand the phone over to JC so I can go back to my class.
Thank you, Raphael.
Thank you, Raphael. JC, how are you?
How y'all gentlemen doing?
We're doing great.
I'm good. I'm good, JC.
How are you?
Yes, sir.
How excited are you to have a fight?
I was pumped when we had this first schedule for April 18th. I was training hard and everything, and then we got hit with this pandemic, man. But I still been doing all the basics, running, jumping rope, and doing push-ups, trying to stay in shape and everything. So, man, I'm pumped for this fight.
Well, I guess my question to you is, when you go through a moment like that where your gym shut down and you're doing your own stuff and trying to keep your conditioning up, what keeps you hungry?
Man, just all the trials and tribulations in my life, for just things that I go through and everything. It's just more fuel to my fire. So I got the fire in my eyes for this fight.
Awesome. And we'll be chatting. He will be taking on Justin Lampenez. We will be talking to him here in just a few minutes. So tell me, what is a regular routine for JC when he's preparing for a fight? What's your regular routine?
Man, lately I've been doing a lot of full days over here at Fitness Fight Factory. So I'll just double the jiu-jitsu and double the boxing classes. And after that, I like to go to Fitness Connection and work out.
Do you still throw up after workouts?
No, sir. I make sure I'm always in shape, man. I was prepared. When I first came back to the gym, everybody was like fat and out of shape, and I was like, I was all skinny and I was just in shape, man. So I stay in shape.
Awesome. So, Glenn, what have you got to chat with JC about?
Hey, listen, JC. First off, we were honored and we thank you for being our 155 amateur champion.
Yes, sir.
You have fought some very exciting fights. I think the majority of people that have watched you fight are extremely impressed with your ability, the raw ability that you do have inside that cage, because obviously you're still young and you still have a lot of improving to do. But, anyone and everyone that I've spoke to, they have very high things to say about you, and we all believe that you truly have a future in this sport. So We can't thank you enough for fighting for us. First off, because there's so many promoters to fight for. We hope that you have enjoyed this ride as much as we have enjoyed promoting you on this ride. Now let's see what we can do to help JC move on as a professional. We look forward to having you again.
Yes, sir. And I'm grateful for that, and I feel truly blessed to make my professional debut with this organization too.
We thank you, brother.
It's going to be a great fight. So let me ask you this: if you had the opportunity, and you want to let somebody know something about you that nobody knows, or what do you want somebody to know about JC?
Just that I got heart, man. I got heart. They think I'm a small 155er. My coaches and teammates, they want me to drop down to 145 because they say I'm too short. All I fight is guys that, over 6 feet and everything. They're tall and lanky, just like Justice is, So I just want to let them know that I have heart. I mean, if they haven't seen that yet, Justice, he's a tough competitor, but I've never really been hurt too much in my fights to show my heart, So if Justice brings it, man, I want to let them know I have heart.
All right. Well, JC, thank you for joining us. Have fun getting back into the training. We will see you August 1st.
Yes, sir.
At Coast Coliseum. So thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. All right. So Glenn, let me ask you this. I had it lined up here. Hold on. There we go. So when somebody's fighting for Atlas Fights, when you have a fighter, and I know you take pride in this, what are some of the things that Atlas offers its fighters?
Oh, well, this is you hit me with a tough question here. We obviously we believe and we know what we do for our fighters, and obviously we don't want this. We do not want any of this taken out of context. Hey, look, we're just an organization and a promotion, and we're out there doing what we can to be a better promotion for our fighters and our fans each and every time we promote a fight. We honestly compete with ourselves, and that's why we're sitting here, made the choice to go back outside. Because why? That decision is just like a fighter deciding to take a tough fight, and they don't always take them. So, the old saying, my dad taught me years ago, if you pick your battles, you don't lose many. And this is a battle we picked, and it's a battle because, again, what we're doing right here, right now, we would hope it would prove and show fighters, even if you don't fight for Atlas, and fans, if you're not a fan of Atlas yet, or you just not a fan of Atlas because you have yourself reasons, because we all know everybody doesn't get along in this sport. And that's shitty that we don't, because, we all should have enough confidence in our own self and our own brand to where no one should be haters and no one should be, not pulling for everyone else. So we do our absolute best to give our fighters and our fight fans the absolute best and most exciting experience that they can have at a show. And that's why for 11 years we've continued to invest in our show with the production, that light rig that people see at Paragon Casino Resort. We buy that. We pay for that light rig. Casino don't pay for that. Now, we don't have to spend that kind of money. We could take that money, stick it in our pocket. But me being born and raised in the entertainment business, and Three Doors Down being our house band, and going out on the road with Three Doors Down when they signed a record label, and being with them playing in arenas and being around entertainment all my life, this is the only way we know how to promote. And we're going to promote to the best quality, the best professionalism, and create the absolute people. People don't buy tickets just to go listen to bands anymore. People does not buy tickets just to go watch fights anymore. People want to be entertained more than just that band's music and more than just fights. We go for the big screens. We go for the laser light shows. We go for the explosions. we go for instant replays between rounds. I mean, that's why everybody's following. Everybody's a UFC fan. Why? Because the UFC does it the best.
Right.
I mean, and they spend the money. I mean, we're not going to get controversy here with pay, but if we're not excited about one of our shows, then something's wrong. Then we're not doing our best. And there's times after shows that I'm not happy with how our show went, but most people don't understand that, it went pretty damn good. So, we try to grow, and the only way we think we can grow and you grow the right way in life is do better than what you did before. Don't worry about what everybody else does, and don't worry about how everybody else promotes, because every promoter out there is relevant to someone, whether it's particular fighters, particular fans. We are all relevant. None of us, in my opinion, are better than the other. And when we all start understanding that, I think everybody will probably see the sport grow quicker, faster, and probably more fighters move on to the next level. Because right now we're not seeing that the sense of cooperation, right now. So, listen, we run TV commercials, bro. We promote our fighters. We run on 2-3 radio stations every show we do. We've got the jumbo screens. We do the instant replays. We do the fighter interviews. We do our best to be in top class venues. That light rig at Paragon. We don't mind spending that money. Why? Because it creates that experience. So,
let's give everybody a little view of that real quick. Let's see if this works here. I'm trying to get. That's what our backdrop is the backdrop of. It's not going to work right there, but that's what you see behind us is the Paragon Casino setup. So you can see the lights coming up and all of that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, my wife says, you're spending crazy money. Well, spending crazy money and spending it the right way and doing things professional and not cutting the corners, it's longevity. I mean, any business, I don't care what business we're in or even in life, the tough things, the nice things don't come cheap, and to get the good fighters and to be able to push fighters onto that next level, that's our goal. Our goal is to look. We want to be like LSU. We want to be like Alabama. We want all 11 starters on offense to go to the NFL. So, in order to be able to do that, we have to be quality and treat our fighters right. Because at the end of the day, the fighters is what makes the promotion. And good fighters aren't cheap either. And we know that. So, look, we don't think we do anything, I don't want to use the word better. We just do what we can do within our budget. And we believe in reinvesting every year back into the promotion. So, we're building a brand. It's a company. And we thank every fighter that's fought for us, fights for us, and all you ticket buyers. And we hope when you leave, it's a memorable experience for you.
I got you. Well, we're gonna bring Justice in now. Justin Lampenez. He will be facing JC, who we just talked to. So, Justice, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm feeling good. How you guys doing today?
We're doing well.
Good, Justice.
So, tell us how you've been as a fighter handling the training and stuff during COVID-19.
Honestly, sir, nothing really changed. I have 4 or 5 just regular training partners that I trust. We just went out of pocket on some mats and we just laid it down in our yard and we just kept going. I didn't stop once.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's that I like to hear the stories of how people are persevering through this on their own personal levels. So since being back in the gym, how's the focus been?
I mean, like I said, it's just been kind of exactly the same. I've just picked up right where I left. The location just changed. Instead of it being in somebody's yard or driveway, I'm just back home at Gladiators.
All right.
Hey, yeah, I want to congratulate Mr. Tim Crater right there, Gladiators of Lafayette, on that new facility. Tim Crater, looks like you got you a fine facility there, and obviously you've been at it for years. You've contributed a lot to the sport. You push out very good fighters, talented fighters, and also fighters that handle themselves well from a business standpoint when they come to town in their own property. And just to make a note, Mr. Tim Crater there is Justin's primary coach, correct, Justice?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, hey, look, I'll say something. Hey, I tell you what, all four of these pro fights, again, they're solid fights, but I am super stoked to watch Justice Lampenez and JC Deleon. Justice, the last time he fought for us, he fought in an all-out war against Cody Ziegler at Paragon. Them boys went toe-to-toe. They went toe-to-toe for 3 rounds, and Justice come out on top with a decision. We're hoping one day we may be able to put that rematch together if both continue on the successful trail of winning. But this is a fight that when we made the fight back in April, it was a fight that I personally was super stoked to see 2 young guys that are gritty as shit, that is tough as nails, that's going to get in there and they're going to throw the kitchen sink at each other. And, I don't know if this one's even going to go to distance because I just see both these guys coming out and not stopping, until one of them's not standing. So, Justice, we're extremely excited to have you back. You and I have had conversations through this whole pandemic by staying in touch and communicating with you. We've already expressed our excitement about you and expressed, I know Christian has told us that you've been training your ass off even more so than you were before the pandemic. So I'm super excited again to see even an improved Justice, Lampenez step inside the cage with a kid that, a guy that hasn't lost fighting for Atlas yet. Even if he was an amateur, he's fought some tough guys. So with Justice being 2-1 and JC making his pro debut, this is going to be one hell of a fight that the fight fans are going to be able to enjoy somewhat early in the night.
Oh, yeah. I really love that I'm more part of it, too. Like, I'm able to, kind of just fire everything up for everyone, get it all going. Man, I was already pumped up before, but to hear, kind of JC talking about, I've never been hurt. I never got a chance to, get my heart. I was like, dude, I've finished 2 guys, in the first round. I'm known for my cardio and my heart. So if you want to show it, you're going to get your wish. You're not going to have a choice.
Justice, I knew I had confidence that was going to be brought up when JC said he's never been hurt. I said I'm waiting for Justice to reply to that comment. So again, it just makes for even that much more of an exciting fight.
Oh, yeah. We're very much similar. He's a younger version of me though. I've already polished and kind of pushed a little past that, but he's up there too. He's going to be a tough, gritty guy also. So I mean, I'm excited.
Yeah,
really excited.
Well, we're excited to have you. Very much.
Yeah, that was the fun thing is while JC was talking about all that, I can see everybody down in the waiting room, and I could see Justice's facial expressions as JC was talking. I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be fun.
Yeah.
So, Justice, thank you for joining us. Looking forward to seeing you August 1st fighting for Atlas at the grounds of the Coast Coliseum. Keep training, and can't wait to see you then.
Of course. Yes, sir.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Much. You guys have a good one.
You too. So, Glenn, I guess my question, I don't know if you and I have talked about it. Can we talk about TV?
Yeah, we can.
So tell us what Atlas has brought up on in the TV realms.
I tell you, this pandemic whole situation, those who stay positive and those who wake up every morning and every day and that cup's half full and you wake up and you go out there and you believe that something good's going to happen, are we going to make something good happen? You know, it's all in that mindset. And I have to believe the majority of people that are watching this, listening to this, that are involved in the sport, I got to believe the majority of us all think the same way. So we don't think any different than most of you guys, because you wouldn't be doing what you're doing if you didn't wake up every day and you was positive and you believed in the ability and what you can accomplish, you know. So, we've been working on a TV deal for about 4 years now, and never did we jump on it because we never believed we were ready for network television. We didn't believe our production crew was ready. We didn't believe we were ready. And I'm a firm believer, and always have been, you get one shot to make a great first impression. And that first impression, we weren't going to make it until we believe that we were ready for that. Because you come out and make a shitty impression, it's hard to get anybody to follow back and come give you a second opportunity when there's so many other opportunities for fans to watch other promotions. So during this pandemic, you know, we get a phone call back from Jordan J. Adams with the United Fight Alliance, and he calls me up and says, Glenn, we need, you know, the networks need content. We know you have every fight you've ever promoted on a DVD edited down. We need your fight content because there was no sport, still is no baseball, no basketball, no football, no MMA, no boxing. There was nothing going on, and these networks needed to put something on the air. So the phone call come from Jay asking us for that, and that went from a conversation of providing them with some content for television to let's talk about making that deal. And Jay and I got on the conversation and the topic, and it took us about 3 weeks. We had to go through we've had to add more cameramen. So, you know, we'll have 4 cameramen at the fights now, with one being a cordless camera-free cordless, to where Jay Adams and Paul Dominique, who's our commentators, can be interviewed on side of the cage prior to the fights happening, to where we can interview fighters in the corners before they come out that night and they show on the big screen televisions inside the venue. All them elements we had to add for the networks to say, okay, we will air Atlas fights. Everything has to be network approved. So we've had to bring on a director of editing now, because the fights are shown post-fight and they're a 60-minute fight. So we will, Atlas fights going forward, all of our fighters and all of our sponsors and all of our venue partners, we will air our fights to 96 million households, okay, in the United States, Belfast, and some other country. All right. Now, and the fights will air 25 to 35 times in a 30-day period to 96 million households. Okay, so that's I was in the marketing business, in the broadcast business. That is for a fighter that is wanting to get to that next level. That is a marketing campaign. When you can have a commercial run on the radio 5 times in an hour and you hear that constantly, or a TV commercial running constantly within a short period of time, that's when people react quicker and understand the messaging quicker. It's called frequency. Anyone in the marketing world understands frequency is what wins. We can now offer our fighters frequency to be seen to 96 million households. That's staggering numbers. It's real numbers, and it's with NBC Sports, which carries all the way Pittsburgh, Chicago, California. Anywhere you have a major football, NFL football team, Major League Baseball team, NBA franchise, NHL franchise, our fights will be seen in every one of their markets. Okay. And also with ABC Sports, which is in Texas and Arizona. Okay. And then Cox Sports, LSU fans, SEC fans. Cox Sports is the official network for SEC Sports. So, and for the Saints. So when the Saints couldn't sell out the Dome back in the day when they weren't on Fox every Sunday, we had to watch the Saints on Cox Sports Net, that TV, because they couldn't sell the Dome out. So the fights were blacked out. So these are real networks. The fights will be 60 minutes. We edit them down. They're 4 or 5 fights, and we kept creative control. That's what stopped the UFC years ago from the first deal with Fox, because Fox wanted to take creative control from the UFC. Dana White said no. 2 years later, Fox comes back, says, Dana, you keep your creative control. And they signed a deal for $500 million. They paid the UFC $100 million a year for 5 years, and Dana kept creative control. So with us having creative control, we can put whatever fighters we want on television. So when we have a professional, a pro fighter that needs 1 or 2 more wins and needs to be seen by the UFC or Bellator, we can offer that to our fighters now. We can offer that to the gyms, and we will do that because our job is to get these guys to the next platform. So this deal has cemented the opportunity for our sponsors to be seen 25 to 35 times in 30 days to 96 million households, our fighters to be seen, and all of our casino venues and whatever venues. So everybody wins on this deal. Everyone. And, I think it's a better deal than a once a night. I'm not going to name any other names, but, there's some there's some pay-per-views you only get to watch it one night. If you missed it that night, you got to go back, do a playback by. This deal, you get a shot to watch it 25 to 35 times in 30 days. So we like this deal, and we like the deal because it has frequency, and now we can offer our fighters frequency for their brand and for, expanding their opportunities, and the same thing with our sponsors and the same thing with our venues. So Jordan J. Adams, he has signed. He will be at every one of our fights. He's a commentator right now for UFC Fight Pass. He's a commentator, 20-something years experience, and he'll be partnered with Mr. Paul Dominique. That'll be our 2 commentators for all of our fights going forward, and all of our fights going forward will be on national network television.
All right. So, like I said, if you had a question or a comment for Glenn or for anybody, hit it up on the Facebook page. This one's up. Jason Ellis says, my guys in Florida are ready to come in, Glenn. Jason Ellis, hey, bro, thank you for hitting us up. Let's talk about that right there. Gyms like Jason Ellis and I had a good conversation with my good friend Jimmy Mills in over in Alabama. If you guys have some gyms out there and you've got a bunch of fighters, you got some pros, you got some amateurs, and you guys aren't being able to get active in your state, I'm telling you right now, Biloxi, Mississippi, at the Mississippi Coast Coliseum, outdoor on them grounds, we have an opportunity to promote as many fights as we want, as often as we want. So if Jason Ellis, you want to bring your guys to Biloxi, and you can bring enough of them guys to help provide, make that card, we'll match your guys. All we ask is, hey, make sure when you roll in town with some fans. Make sure they enjoy the beaches and make sure they enjoy all of our restaurants and bars. And also go check out that fight Saturday night outdoors at the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. And let's remind everybody, Saturday, August 1st, Saturday, August 1st, Biloxi Beach MMA Bash. The community, MMA community, we're inviting you to Biloxi to come party, have fun, do a gambling, lay out on the beach, and check out some very good All right. So we're gonna move on to there's another comment right there. Teresa Walker. Biloxi misses the fights. Excited to see y'all back.
Hey, Teresa, we thank you. Hopefully you've been to one of our shows before. Hey, we've been at it going on 11 years right now. This show August 1st is Atlas Fights 54. We hope to see you out there. If you see me out there running around, come up, say hello. I'd love to speak with you, say hello, and we're hoping you guys are planning to come out and have a good time. Thank y'all so much for the support. It truly means a lot to us. It makes what we do, and it makes the hard choices that we make, like we're making right now, worth every minute of it.
Cam Cameron and Brandon Hebert.
Cam Cameron coming out of Panama City, Florida. Last time Cam fought for us, he was victorious. Stoppage against BJ Adams at IP Casino Resort and Spa. Cam Cameron's out of Impact Fitness. Mr. Jared Davis is his coach. Cam has potential. Cam's a scrapper. Cam has been on us wanting to fight for a very long time. And Cam now coming from Panama City, he's going to be taking on Big Thug Nasty over there, Brandon Hebert out of Crowley, Louisiana. Let's go to Cam.
All right, let's bring Cam in. Cam, how are you?
I'm doing all right, guys. I'm doing all right. Other than a little mix-up with my name, it's Cam Graham.
Oh, Cam Graham.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hey, look, I'm famous for this. I apologize again.
It's all good. It's all good. I understand.
So tell us on your end of it, being from Florida. We've heard from a couple different areas. How did you handle going through the COVID-19 on your training side of it?
As far as the training portion, it wasn't as difficult as it was for some, because, I mean, we've got a couple guys within my gym that I train with as well. Like you said, we adapt. We would get together on each other's notes and figure something out. As well as, man, I've been fighting for quite a while, and at one point I was completely independent. So I had nobody to train with, so I would always figure out something to do, to keep myself in shape, or just hitting trees outside, like figuring something out to adapt to not having sufficient partners.
The MMA is truly a community, and you see when fighters travel, they're looking for gyms to go into when they're traveling, and you see these fighters say, "Hey, come to my gym, train here while you're in town," or whatever. So, what is your favorite thing about the MMA community?
The camaraderie, man, because it's the same as what you're saying as far as being able to cross train, like camaraderie with me, man. Like, I can sit here and have a complete all out brawl with a guy in the cage, and get out of the cage, and we go and actually, sit down and drink and laugh together. That to me, that's different. There's not many sports or jobs you can do that with.
You are
I tell you, a prime example of what Cam
absolutely
just
correct.
said, Kevin.
Oh, go ahead.
A prime example of what Cam just spoke about was, how many of you guys have been to an after party at IP Casino Resort and Spa inside Chill Ultra Lounge? You know, we got guys that went to war and bloodied each other up and two black eyes, and you know, everybody's inside Chill. You know, hey, but that's what the sport's all about, right? Respect.
Exactly. It's
I mean,
business.
that's what the
It's
sport's
business,
built
but
on. That's why we hope more and more kids get involved with mixed martial arts with the schools and the classes, because you know the sport's supposed to groom everyone
yeah.
with the respect of each other, you know, and honor for each other. And I just had to speak about that, Cam, because you know we experience that every time we have a fight in an after party inside Chill.
Oh yeah.
So you're going to be taking on Brandon Hebert. So if you had to say a few things about what you think the fight's going to turn out to be, now's your opportunity. What do you think?
Man, I'm not one to really make fight predictions, especially not to public, simply because
Awesome.
it's not necessarily a bad look. But everybody knows me. I come out, I scrap. If he wants to scrap, then so be it.
All right. Well, Cody Shelton left a comment. Cody says Cam's a beast. So thank you for watching, Cody. Thank you for dropping the comment in there. And
Cody, come support your boy. Come
that's
over
it.
here. It's
He
gonna be
also
a blast.
some animals. He also
Yeah,
said that.
I'm excited about this one. This is two hungry pros. Both of them like to bang. Again, man, it's very cool whenever you know we're able to match fights that we want to see. And this is one that they've been heading towards each other. One had to win this one win that one, and we've had this fight planned out 2 fights ago, and they both won their fights. So finally, we're going to get to see you two get inside the cage and show the world with 2 heavyweights, when they come to bang, what can happen. So we're looking forward to having you, Cam. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Cam, thank you for joining us. Good luck with the rest of your training camp for the fights August 1st at the Coliseum. And we'll see you August 1st.
Yes, sir. See you guys.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Glenn, I think we're just going to roll into it. Brandon Hebert's ready to come in.
Let's do it.
We'll chat with him. Brandon Hebert, probably the best beard in MMA. I can tell you that.
No doubt. Oh, hey, Mr. Glenn is Thug Passion, not Thug Nasty.
Thug Passion. Hey, look, man.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm all over the place. I can't remember people's names. I mean, I talk to 100 people a day, whether it's for a car show, a festival, and fight. So I apologize to anyone and everyone through the 11 years I've mispronounced names.
I already know.
Yes.
So, Brandon, coming out of Louisiana, tell me how your training has been going through the coronavirus and gyms being shut down and everything.
Well, I just been working on my conditioning, my strength, my cardio, footwork, just everything that I can do by myself. And also I'm getting a little privates here and there through coach and things like that. But now the gym's open. Well, right now it's in the middle of transferring from one spot to another spot, but the training ain't stopped. I mean, I'm always doing something, whether it be strength and conditioning or working with coach, something. I'm jogging in the middle of the night, whatever I can do. I work a full-time job. I train full-time. I got a full-time house, wife and kids. So I'm a busy man. I stay busy. I feel like Mr. Glenn.
Yeah, well, you must be tired. I can tell you that honestly. Hey, listen,
Yeah.
Christian's
I'm ready,
complimented. Christian is complimented again, we've done our best to, right now during situations like this, relationships and communication is key.
Yes.
It's key for all of us. And Brandon, Christian knows, we've done our best to stay in constant contact with all of our guys, all of our fighters that were scheduled to fight for us. And I'm telling you, every time I've spoke to Christian, he has nothing but super words to say about how hard you have been working even through this pandemic. I know he's high on you. I know you expect good, big results from yourself, and hey, listen, we're very happy and excited to have you as becoming one of our veterans. We hope the best for all of our fighters, but those who put in the work, and yeah, cardio. I've told fighters, as we've communicated, if you show up out of shape for this fight or any fight at this point, you may not fight for us ever again. Because if you do not show up in shape, any fighter, if you do not show up in shape to take a fight for us, well, then obviously you don't want it enough, because there's no excuses for anyone to not be in shape to be able to fight, because everybody said plenty of time. So I'm happy to hear you've been working hard. I'm happy to hear your cardio super, because you're going to need it when you're fighting Cam. Cam's going to be a tough opponent. I think you know that. That's why you're tough fight.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So
I don't want nothing less.
Tell us more about what's happening now for you.
Man, I'm like I said, I just been training nonstop. That's the only thing on my mind, is getting back in that cage. I miss that feeling of just being a fighter, because right now you kind of think like, I'm just training, but I ain't no fighter right now. But once I get locked in that cage, it's go time, and I'm waiting, patiently waiting.
So if somebody hadn't seen Brandon Hebert fight before, what can they expect out of Brandon Hebert when he is locked in that cage?
As pro, I'm 2-1. I have 2 first-round finishes. Every victory I have gotten have been first-round finish, first-round knockout, every one. I like Cam saying, I don't like to make predictions or anything, but I just know how all my other fights that came out, so I'm expecting no less. Even though I know he's a tough opponent, he might be able to drag it out the first round, maybe second round. But listen, I'm coming to finish. I'm coming ready, hungry, and I can't wait. It's gonna be an exciting fight. Can't wait.
We're excited with you, brother. Thank you.
We are. We're looking forward to seeing you August 1st. Good luck with the rest of your training camp, and we will see you then.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank
Brandon.
you. All right, that was Brandon Hebert, and he will be taking on Cam Graham August 1st on the grounds of the Coast Coliseum in Biloxi, a Saturday night. So when it comes to promoting and having to come up with thoughts of, okay, how are we going to do a fight with all of this kind of stuff? What's it take for your brain to kick in and go outside of the normal box of a normal fight? Where does it take for you to think about, okay, well, what if we did this and what if we did this? Take us through a little bit of the steps on how that was all created.
Well, again, I'm gonna say it again. Relationships and communication during times like this is super key. If we can't stay in communication with not only our fighters, our coaches, our gyms, because we have, and anyone out there that's been scheduled to fight for us, I think everyone can say that we have done our best to stay in constant contact, because we don't want our guys, our fighters, having to guess what's going on or hear what's going on. Now, with that being said, the knowledge that we were able to retain, it come from constant contact with our venue partners, constant contact with our casino partners. Because let me tell you, about 3 weeks into this pandemic, I decided that there was no reason for us to stress, have anxiety, be depressed, all the negative connotations that, because I knew and I realized there's no one that wants to get back to business and get back to work faster than a casino. So that's when we realized we're going to let the casinos do the heavy lifting, because they want to get open, and they can get open quicker than we can get open as one single promoter. Okay. So from listening to the casinos tell us what's going on week to week, and when we all realize that, okay, inside is not going to happen, and it's not going to happen. We still don't know 100% when inside entertainment will be back. And that's when we decided, look, you know, outside is, and we made some posts. If anybody follows Atlas on Facebook, you know, we weren't telling everybody what we're doing. We just wanted to let everybody know we're fucking working. We wanted everybody to understand we're making the calls. We're being diligent on figuring out how can we get this sport, how can we get our fighters, and how can we get our fans back to doing what they love. And at that point, when we were told outside, obviously, because it's clean air and outside it's much safer, that's when we said, okay, then it's time for us to start making calls and start negotiating with potential outdoor venues. And we made some posts. Listen, we've got a deal ready right now. We can go to Jackson. We can promote a fight anytime we want in Jackson, inside Smith Wills Baseball Stadium, and it's all artificial turf. We could go there, and we're ready to go if need be. We've been negotiating with the Biloxi Shuckers to go back inside the stadium. Don't have a deal done yet with them. We plan on getting a deal done, you know. But when you've already done a show outside, and you've done a show outside to the magnitude of the one we did, because that show we did outside, Kevin, you worked it, you know. It took us 6 months to plan that thing. It took us 6 months to logistically figure it out. It took good partnership with Overtime Sports to make that happen. Look, surround yourself with good people. Good shit happens. And we're in a position right now, 11 years in promoting fights in the Mobile Civic Center and the Baton Rouge River Center and outdoors at Jones Park and outdoors at the baseball stadium. This isn't new to us, okay? And we believe that we can make it happen. Otherwise, we would not be doing this. If we never would have promoted an outdoor show already, I'd sit back. I'd wait for my rescheduled casino dates and roll safe. But when you partner with the Mississippi Coast Coliseum and Mr. Matt McDonald and his crew, because guess what? They need shows. That because Coliseum, it receives zero tax revenue from the taxpayers. They pay their own bills. So when you talk and you call and you got a guy like Matt McDonald saying, let's make a deal, Mattina. Let's do it. You want to do a show outside? We're going to do everything we can to make it happen. And that's the beautiful thing about what's going on. The people have no idea how you have a group of people that can make shit happen, that are rallying together to make it happen. And if it wasn't for, again, partnering with the Coliseum and them saying, if it rains, we're going to move it inside, this show is going to happen. Why? Because the Coliseum needs a show. Otherwise, they don't have a show that night. So, you know, as it moved and we realized inside is going to be done for a while, well, we automatically said, well, then when outside's going to happen first, outside shows will be first to happen. And again, we're comfortable with that. We have confidence in ourselves along with our partners and sponsors. Man, I'm telling you, this isn't just an Atlas fight. And some of you guys out there and people out there, you have your opinions about Atlas like everybody has an opinion. All right, some like us, some don't like us. That's okay. But what we're doing it because everyone involved making this show happen believes we need entertainment. And we need shows, and we need shows in Biloxi. And Biloxi just happens to be a city that can make it happen. So we're blessed. Without the partnerships we have, this does not happen. All right. And we hope everyone in the MMA community, and if you got guys wanting to fight, we don't care where you're at. Listen, with that being said, we've reached out to quite a few gyms, South Carolina and Oklahoma, and we haven't forgot you. We first have to take care of our fighters that have been having fights rescheduled for months. Once we can get our fighters taken care of, then we're going to move into that phase of bringing in them gyms from out of state that can come to town and bring some fighters and help us make another fight happen.
All right.
So
Well,
outdoors was it.
gotcha. Let's move on to the next fight. Michael McDonald and Omar Johnson. So tell us a little bit about that one.
Omar Johnson's our current champion, lightweight champion. Omar's a tough kid, dude. He'll fight just about anybody. It's hard to say anybody will fight anybody because you got a lot of fighters say I'll fight anybody. At the end of the day, they don't. Omar's unfought for Bellator twice. That should tell you what kind of stock he is. He's 6-3. He's got 2 losses, and he's got 2 losses to 2 Bellator veterans. And a combined record between the 2 of them was 12-1. One kid's 6-0 right now, and you got another one that's 6-1 right now. So Omar's 2 losses out of 3 have come to very, very tough opponents. Now, he's fighting a very, very tough kid out of Louisiana. Omar Johnson will be defending his belt, fighting Michael McDonald out of Covington, Louisiana. Michael McDonald is no joke. Michael McDonald has a serious resume on some wins himself, one being a bare knuckle fight inside the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. Michael McDonald fought 3. He's on a 3-fight win streak. Michael McDonald finished Charles Bennett in the 4th round, fighting for bare knuckle, fighting championships in the Coliseum. So he got in there and went with no gloves and won. And he's also had some big wins years back against Jose Johnson. He's also defeated Jesse Butler, who's a tough kid himself out of Louisiana. So Omar Johnson will be defending his belt against Michael McDonald. And look, everybody knows both these guys. They're going to come at each other and they're going to bang. And I don't think somebody's not going to be standing, by the time the 3rd round comes for this one either, I don't believe.
So we got Megan, excited to have Michael fighting for Atlas again. It was such a great experience last time.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Michael's fought 4s before. He's undefeated fighting for Atlas, hasn't lost a fight. And we're excited, I'm telling you. Very excited to have Michael fighting Omar. Michael's game, Omar's game. Listen, this is a stud fight, man. If you don't want to get out, get off the couch, drive to Biloxi to watch just this fight right here, you're not a fight fan.
And then our good friend Dynamite, fresh from softball. Old Dynamite is here watching the show. So
Dynamite, you ready to get back in action or what? Is it go time yet, Dynamite? It's go time. Saturday, August 1st, Biloxi Beach MMA Bash. The MMA community is invited to Biloxi Beach to the Mississippi Coast Coliseum outside under the oaks. Come see us. Come see Dynamite back in action. Dust off that tuxedo, Dynamite. It's time to get back to work, bro.
There you go. So we're going to bring Michael McDonald into the show right now. So, Michael, welcome to the show.
How's it going, fellas?
Question
Good,
is,
Michael.
how's it going for you?
What's that?
How's it going for you?
Oh, it's going good, man. I'm going to be honest. I was a little surprised by this. It caught me off guard. I didn't know that we were doing like this. I thought it was just going to be like Glenn talking about the fights or something.
Oh, no. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it right.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. Just caught me off guard when you sent me the link and it asked for my camera and mic access. I was like, oh, shit.
Well, we thank you for taking the invitation, Michael.
Yeah, thank you guys.
You're welcome.
Tell us how you, and it's been the same question, and we start off with all the fighters because it is a big issue. How did you handle going through the COVID-19, no gym, training, and keeping prepared?
I had a buddy, and we would link up 4 or 5 days a week and just kind of do our normal stuff, mostly jiu-jitsu and wrestling. Occasionally hit some pads.
So what kept you hungry? What kept you hungry through the whole thing?
I'm not sure, man. I just enjoy the sport. I enjoy the fight.
I got you.
Yeah, we reached out to Michael back when we thought we were going to have that rescheduled show at IP, the second date. And Michael committed then, and we were excited he committed then because, again, we're super stoked about this fight. And our championship fights, we want them all to be stud fights. We want championship fights that is a UFC undercard preliminary type fight experience for our fight fans, and an opportunity for a fighter. So, Michael, it's been a minute since you fought for us. You and I have had some conversations during this pandemic. We're happy to have you back, and we're looking for a big fight out of you and Omar.
Yes, sir. Hey, I'm excited to be back, and I'm excited to fight Omar too, because it's no secret he's a beast.
Good.
That he is. I can tell you that. So, on a gym level, now that you're back and you're able to get into a gym, how's the focus been as far as your group and your core group of trainers and people that you train with?
The focus is no more than usual, man. I enjoy to compete. I enjoy fighting. I took a break from MMA. I haven't fought MMA in over a year, but I had a boxing match, and I'm always doing some jiu-jitsu and some sparring. Tried to keep it more technical rather than, those hard rounds where you take unnecessary blows to the head. There's no point in having a fight in training camp. You know what I mean?
I got you. So if you wanted to tell somebody, if they haven't seen you in the ring or in the cage, what can they expect out of a Michael McDonald fight?
Well, I typically come forward, I'm not going to make any predictions, as, all the other fighters said too, but I can promise you one thing. If somebody doesn't get finished, then it's going to be a 5-round fucking war.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%, man. Michael, we're excited to have you.
Michael, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. And good luck on the rest of your training camp. We'll see you August 1st at the Coast Coliseum.
Shout out to Vita Jiu-Jitsu.
There you go.
There you go, Michael. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. And you asked the question if Dynamite was ready. There's your Dynamite saying, locked, cocked, and ready to rock. So,
hey,
Dynamite,
Biloxi. Let's talk real quick about tickets. And,
yes.
We're going to have on the grounds, we will have 208 tables set up. Now, that sounds like a lot, but it's only 8 people to a table. So the capacity of how many people is limited compared to a normal outdoor show. Right now, when you buy online, tickets will go on sale Monday, July 6th at 12 noon. We're encouraged everyone to buy full tables. So all of us have either 8 training partners, 8 members in the gym we may attend, 8 co-workers, 8 family and friends. So, and when it's a party, usually groups come anyway. So this is a bash. It's a beach bash down here in Biloxi. Monday, you'll be able to go online and purchase tables. I can tell you that tables start at only $240. That's $30 a piece. And the tables will go all the way up to $724. That's what your fee for first row tables. Second row tables is $600. Third and fourth row tables are $500. Fifth row tables are $400. Sixth and seventh row tables are only $300. And then our last row of tables are only $240. We made sure we did our best to make sure ticket prices were affordable for everyone. So we've got quite a few price points to satisfy whatever type of income or what we can afford out there as far as a ticket buyer goes. Now, if you need to buy tickets or want tickets 2 at a time or 4 at a time, hit all of our fighters up. Our fighters will be selling tickets. They will have them right there the first, second week in July. So fighters, they do know they're selling full tables. So There should be enough family and friends with, let alone the 8 pros we're about to finish announcing, but all of our amateurs also. And do understand every table will be accordance with the 6-foot social distancing guidelines. So everyone will be in a safe setting environment. We're thankful for the Mississippi Coast Coliseum, who's managing that situation for us to make sure everybody can attend and stay safe.
Let's see. Bo Lee says, I'll be there if you got a spot, my friend.
Bo Lee, Bo Lee's he's a true Atlas fan. I believe Bo Lee's been attending. Kevin, you know Bo. I believe he's been attending fights for 11 years with us. So, Bo, we appreciate that hardcore loyalty you have towards us. And, I guess as long as you keep showing up in the building, we'll take that as, we're still doing something right. Thank you, Bo.
One more time, Glenn, what was the actual date of tickets on sale?
Tickets on sale will be Monday, July 6th. Limited amount to be purchased. Got to buy the full table. That's due to the social distancing guidelines to keep everyone safe. That's the way tickets have to be sold. That's the way they're sold for concerts. That's going to be outdoors. Again, if you need to buy 2 or 4 or something like that, hit up a fighter. The fighters can take care of you guys that way. And let's do remember, rain or shine, this show will happen. Mr. Matt McDonald has assured us we will move this show inside to the arena. So no hesitation. Get the tickets while they last, because this show is going to happen.
All right. Well, we talked with Michael McDonald. Now it's time to bring in the champ, Omar Johnson. Omar, welcome to the show.
Welcome. Thank y'all for having me.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself today?
I'm doing good. And
how's life? Mr. Glenn?
Omar, good to see you. Hey, it's good to see you because I don't know how many times have you and I had conversations on the phone since this pandemic started?
At least once or twice a week. Hey,
communication's key, right?
100%, and transparency.
Thank you. And we have been transparent. Thank you for that comment. Thank you, sir.
So I know you've been listening off screen, and I've asked every single one of them, and I'm going to ask, and I'm going to keep going. How did Omar handle training and keeping prepared during the whole COVID-19 quarantine and all of that?
Well, man, honestly, I've been doing what I've always been doing for the last God knows how long, and that's just working every day. COVID-19 took place, yes, it's out here, but it doesn't stop what I do. Honestly, yeah, I may have to alter a few details here and there, but I still do my thing. As far as going to gyms and whatnot, of course that was limited. But I do have friends and buddies that we were able to get together and work during this time. But for the most part, man, I was sticking to my cardio, strength and conditioning. I have a bag out back that I like to work, at home workout. So I'm always doing something, staying active, so now it's just tuning it down, getting ready to make sure I'm ready for fight shape for come August 1st, because I was getting ready for April 11th. Then, all this took place. So I had to take a second off, but more so this time is giving me more time just to kind of relax, let the body heal, so I can be ready to go 100% come August 1st.
So what keeps you hungry going through all of this?
Man, what keeps my hunger going? All right, so I have a wife and I have a 5-year-old and a 1-year-old. All right, so I mean that's all the motivation I need right now. When I first started out as an amateur, I came in with all these, I remember no offense to the amateurs out there and whatnot. Yeah, you want to win 20,000 titles and get to the UFC and all that. That's cool and whatnot. But at the end of the day, man, you got to take care and provide for your family. And that's why I'm at in my career now. So that's top priority.
Yeah, I want to compliment our champion. He's 6-3, and again, he's fought 3 losses. 2 of them losses, Omar, they come with tough opponents in Bellator, right?
Yes, sir. Bellator, and one of which is actually in the UFC right now. And the other guy, I mean, he should be there. He can get the call at any day now. So and then my 3rd loss was Thomas Webb, who's a very game opponent as well, man. So I don't have anything to hang my head down to any of the losses I took, and I'll be more than happy to run back any of those 3 fights at any point in time. So it's all good. It was all of which were learning experiences. So make me a better fighter, and a better man.
Yeah, I want everybody to know that Omar's down there in Mobile with training at Port City MMA. Are you still down there with Jimmy, our buddy Jimmy Mills?
Nah, man. So I'm not training at Port City MMA, man. I've been training around, different gyms when everything shut down for a while. Me and Jimmy, we're still cool. We chat here and there, and I think the gym's back open and whatnot. Yeah. But with my schedule and whatnot, I train a good bit over in Mississippi. I still train down in Mobile. Like I said, I have friends and whatnot. There's a gym over in Baller Batch with a lot of guys that get together. Mobile MMA here. That's not too far from my home. So, man, I've been lucky through this journey, man, to meet a lot of people that are cool, and I can stop into a lot of gyms and train with a lot of different people, man. So that's one of the good things about being in the sport.
Well, that's why we call it an MMA community.
That's right.
And, because it really is. And as you say, we haven't seen a lot of our friends because of this COVID and this situation. And we're hoping that everyone can take to this show and take to this event as a welcome back party in a pretty good, cool town. Come down, have some fun, see some old friends we haven't seen. Some of us don't see each other unless it's fights. And Lord knows we haven't had fights in months. So I'm anxious to see some old faces myself. And Omar, we're excited and anxious to have you back in the cage. I heard, we just heard Michael speak about he hasn't fought in about a year. And we do know it's been a minute since you fought. And it's not because you haven't wanted to fight. It's because literally you haven't been able to find any opponents, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I was scheduled back in January, and then April came along, and an opponent had an injury, and you did the best you could to try to find me a replacement. And then I think that's actually when Michael, stepped up and said you like get down. And I was like, all right, cool, man, let's do it. And then COVID hit, and then he's still on board, still ready to go. So man, it's cool to actually have a game opponent who's ready to get in here, man. I see a lot of guys talk a lot on social media about this and that, training all the time, doing that, but then when it come down and step in the cage or come down to training, they get ghosts when my name appears for some reason. So
I hear you, Omar. Are you ready for the ring?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. I'm taking the ring. To be honest with you, Mr. Glenn, I'm not a big jury guy, man, but I'm definitely looking forward to having it. I definitely add it to the collection right next to the belt. No problem.
Yeah, man. Your fight's first, and you could actually be our first repeat champion to defend the belt and receive your first Atlas Fights ring. And, we're hoping that we come up with that, with hopes that it's something cool that you keep in your chest to draw, and pull it out for that 1-year-old or that 6-year-old one day to take a look at or wear it to a few fights, in honor,
My oldest, he's going to definitely think it's like a flash ring or something. My 1-year-old chew on it. So
that's right. Yeah, you're right.
We're going to save it till they get a little bit older, but it's going to be good memories, man. I'm looking forward to it.
That's right. We're looking forward to having you back, Omar.
Yes, sir.
All right, Omar, thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your training camp, and good luck, and see you August 1st at the Coast Coliseum.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all having me, man, and I'll talk to you soon, Mr. Glenn.
Yes, sir. You got it, brother. Thank you.
All right, thank you. So, Glenn, real quick before we talk to Jonathan, tell us, you're talking about the ring. Tell us about that with Atlas Fights. If you're a champion and you defend your title.
Oh, the ring. Yeah. Well, look, trophies. We all played sports in high school or junior high or elementary, little league, pee-wee football, and good gosh, I remember my mom, between me and my brother, the day she threw all of our trophies out was the day we thought the world was ending, and literally when she threw the trophies out, we had more room for new clothes and toys and stuff, because they just take up so much room. And it's the same thing with, plaques and things like that. Not to say they're not good, because we still give that away to our fight of the night and winners and things like that. But, every SEC championship rings, NBA rings, NFL rings. So, we do what we can to stay ahead, and stay creative. And we do what we can. Look, these guys, these pros, or any champion, they show up, they fight, they win, they go through a training camp, 6-8 weeks, how many weeks it may be. They cut and weight. They're getting in there, they're scrapping their ass off. And when they defend their belt, defend their title, they go back home with the same belt they came with, which is fine. But every time one of our champions going forward defends that title and defends that belt, they will receive an Atlas Fights championship ring. And hopefully we'll have some runner. Well, I say we hoping we'll have some running around with 5 or 4 like Tom Brady, but I'm hoping our pro champions don't get to wear a winning ring 3 times or 4 times. I would hope after the second or third retaining their title, they're moving on to Bellator or the UFC. So, but it's something to reward them. It's something for them to go back home and show their teammates in the gym, show their parents, show their kids, show their friends like, yeah, I did it. I held my title, and here's my ring. Here's my first ring, and it's something easy. You keep it in your closet, and as you grow older, and you've got nephews and kids and grandbabies, it's easy to pull that out and put it on and show your kids and talk about what you accomplished once upon a time in your life, Right. So we just think it's a very memorable, and we think it's a very meaningful award to award a champion for going through what they have to go through in training in the battle and still stay a champion instead of just going home with the belt.
All right, so we're gonna move on to we've already talked with Raphael, who's handling Levi Moles, and he's going to be facing Jonathan Eiland. Jonathan is in right now, so we're gonna chat with Jonathan, and so we're gonna bring him in. It's probably gonna audio only right now. So Jonathan is on with us. Jonathan, how are you?
Doing well. Thank you guys for having me.
Not a problem. So solve the mystery. Is it Eiland or Eiland?
It is Eiland.
Eiland.
Yes,
all
sir.
right.
I like it.
So my apologies to you.
No worries. It's been something that's been going on my entire life, but once people know me, and that's something that I'm looking to do with this fight here is to get known, to get some exposure, get my name out there. When you know someone, you know how to pronounce their name. So right now, no one knows me, so they don't know how. So I'm looking to change that.
What that's probably the best attitude I've heard in a while. You don't know how to say my name. I'm going to show you how, and I'm gonna earn the right to have my name said correctly. That's awesome. So how did you handle going through all your training and everything during the coronavirus?
Really, I never stopped. Just like many of the other guys have stated, they got with a couple of guys that they were good with or, trained with commonly, and decided to slide out some space at a gym or get together and do a little work. And that's been the same for me. So, whenever I can get guys, everyone in the beginning, of course, didn't really have a schedule. A lot of people were kind of just sitting at home and didn't know what to do. And, that was perfect for me. So, I got with a couple of training partners, and we kept it going.
So what's your regular routine to prepare for a fight?
Usually train every day. I go to the gym, do jiu-jitsu, striking, pretty much like everyone else, it's just to kind of not sit around. As long as you're staying active, I believe you'll be in shape, and you continue to, learn technique, and, it's not too difficult to be in shape if you don't ever quit.
I got you. Good attitude. So go ahead, Glenn.
I tell you that, and I know I cut in. You've been knowing me a long time, Kevin. So I apologize. But look, Jonathan, what you just said is what we have been hearing about Jonathan Eiland. Nothing but very positive, solid comments about. And we spoke today, right? And I told you. We do know we're getting a very talented, young, up-and-coming professional fighter, and I've heard we're also getting a very professional young man. And I know T. Webb, our boy Mr. T. Webb, Mr. Thomas Webb is your coach. We've got the utmost respect for Thomas Webb and everything he's been doing with his guys. He's a solid guy, and and we know that you're a solid guy. And I have to tell you, taking this fight against Levi Moles, who's ranked in the top 2, top 3 in the country unsigned bantamweights, who was expecting a phone call from the UFC for the Contender Series, who if with a win against you, he may get there. I'm going to tell you right now, I want to congratulate you before the fight. I want to tell you that win or lose, you are a winner because you're doing something that a lot of fighters will not do. Take on an opponent like a Levi Moles, okay? You're going to make a name for yourself. People are going to know how to pronounce your name because you just stepping up and saying, I'll fight Levi, because literally we had to make a post. We had to post it on Atlas Fights Facebook page, and we had to hunt for someone to fight Levi. We offered that fight to other guys who's been in the UFC. We've offered that fight to who we thought was guys that would take that fight because it's a big fight. And you stood up, you raised your hand, and you took the fight. And from what we understand, I'm being told don't count Jonathan Eiland out, because from what I'm hearing, you got the hands and heavy hands to where you could just possibly win this fight. So we want to thank you for stepping up, because there was plenty of fighters who turned this fight down.
Yeah, well, I definitely thank you, Glenn. And one thing, I don't run from is challenges. I feel that that's the only way to move forward in life. If you're not challenging yourself, then what are you doing? You're kind of staying complacent, and I definitely am someone that strives to work hard, and I want to be that guy. I want to be the best. I want to be that champ. So I appreciate all the kind words you said.
You're heading in that right direction. You got the right attitude. And let's talk about challenging. You like to challenge yourself, just like the majority of guys that fight for us love to challenge themselves. And that right there is the very reason why Atlas Fights and the Mississippi Coast Coliseum is partnering together, because we're challenging ourselves as a promoter, and the Coliseum as a venue. We're challenging ourselves to get out there and produce a quality show and bring back what the MMA community has been missing, which is our fight and our lifestyles, the way we love to live. And I'm telling you, and I've told you before, I am super stoked to watch you fight, win or lose, and I'm super stoked to have you continue to fight for us, because you're the type of young fighters we want fighting for us.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, Jonathan, thank you for joining us. Good luck with the rest of your training camp, and we will see you August 1st at the Coast Coliseum.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Once again, thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right, Glenn, that's our 4 main fights for August 1st.
Four pros.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead. All right, I'm fixing to make a post on Facebook, Atlas Fights Facebook page. We just posted the 4 pro fights we just announced is on Atlas Fights Facebook page. Information on tickets is there. The social distancing, have to buy a table with 8 people. I think everyone has 6 other friends, a girlfriend or a wife. Okay. Wanting to buy tickets, not a whole table. Get with the fighters. They'll have tickets to sell. I do want to make an announcement. We've confirmed one hell of an amateur title fight. We're extremely excited to announce that our amateur bantamweight title fight will feature Mr. Derek Rawls from Louisiana, coached by Mr. Chris Crosby. Derek's coming into the fight 3-0. I've heard nothing but good things about Derek. Derek will be fighting for the Atlas Fights bantamweight amateur belt. He will be fighting Davin Scott out of Lawrence Patrick's gym, Gold Dragon. Davin Scott comes in with a 4-0 record. Both these guys are undefeated, 7 fights between them. One of them guys will walk away as the Atlas Fights new bantamweight amateur champion. We're stoked about that fight. That fight's as good as the pro fights. So up and down the card, we've done our best to keep the quality of the fights intact as we've always done for 11 years. We hope everyone's excited about the fights we announced tonight. We hope everyone is excited about coming to Biloxi. Hell, if you come to Biloxi, even if you don't come to the fights, because we're throwing a party, it's going to be a beach bash. We're going to get our businesses involved. There'll be restaurants involved. There'll be sports bars involved. There will be parties we're going to throw. It's going to be one big MMA weekend come Saturday, August 1st, July 31st in Biloxi. The MMA world, the community's invited. Come out, support what we're doing, because it just may be your gym or your favorite fighter fighting next for Atlas in Biloxi, Mississippi, because we're ready to roll these outdoor fights every 3 weeks if we have to until we get back inside. We're not going to stop. We found a home. We're going to make this shit work, and we're going to get back to entertaining our people and get back to promoting our fighters, because that's what we do. We promote fighters.
All right. Glenn, thank you very much. And
Thank
like
you.
I said, if you didn't get a chance, this will replay on both the Atlas Fights Facebook page, the Benchwarmer Podcast Facebook page, YouTube, Spotify. You'll be able to go ahead.
All right. I almost forgot. All right. Everybody's been waiting to hear when Atlas Fights 52.
Yes.
IP Casino Resort and Spa. We got confirmation yesterday for our new date. The new date will be in September. We're not going to announce the date, and here's why. Because that show is not 100%. We have the date. No sense in telling you the date. When we announce that fight and you see that poster go out, or when we do an announcement, when we present that fight and the date's attached, that show will be 100% going to happen. We will not know that for weeks, because nothing's promised in September inside in Mississippi. All the casino executives have told us that. Mr. John Lewis has told us that. So even though we have a rescheduled date at IP Casino Resort and Spa for Atlas Fights 52, that's not a done deal yet. Once it's done, we will announce it. It will be in September, early September, that fight will take place. We are working on our second fight in August outdoors at the Mississippi Coast Coliseum. There will be another fight outside at the Mississippi Coast Coliseum following this one. All right. So 3 fights, 30 days. That's what we're going to do. And we invite everyone to come out, support what we're doing, support the MMA community, support the fighters, and let's get back up and let's go. Let's go. Let's get these fights back. Let's get these fighters active. Let's get our fans entertained once again.
All right. I love your passion.
Hey man, listen.
It's fun to watch you get fired up.
Hey, look, we're not the only ones. Again, listen, the people, you guys have no idea how hard a group of business people, okay, sponsors, the Coliseum, and everyone else involved. This isn't just Atlas. This is bigger than Atlas, what we're doing. This is getting our MMA community back up running and back doing shows. Come out, support it, support everyone that's working their ass off to make this night and make these fights happen for all of us outdoors. Thank you. We're done.
All right.
Safe.
Glenn, thank you so much. And we'll probably do it again sometime before the fights actually happen in August.
Yeah, we'll probably do it again right before the fight in August to announce the next August show, because it's coming.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for tuning in. Glenn, thank you for being and spending almost 2 hours with us. That's awesome. Thank you very much.
Kevin, great work.